Oh, snap. On Vormir, when she died, we shed a tear. But it looks like the Black Widow solo movie is finally here.
Oh, bars.
Would you believe I came up with that 6 to 8 months ago?
Wow, dude. And you remembered it all this time.
Remembered
Like
it.
a good freestyle
Yeah,
rapper
like the
does.
memory stone.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
is the forgotten stone. Alright guys, looks like Black Widow is finally here. You know how it goes? Full-length watch-alongs where you sync up with the time code will be at our Patreon page. This reaction highlights can only show you 2 minutes.
And they're the best 2 minutes.
We'll do a reaction. We'll give our review for it afterwards. On our Patreon, we offer a whole bunch of other stuff. Same tier, you get reaction highlights and watch-along included. Would appreciate if you guys could go ahead and hit that like button. This doesn't feel real.
I know.
I'm not gonna believe this is real until we're done watching.
I know.
And even then, I'm still gonna be skeptical.
Is this what they're really putting out in theaters?
And also thank you to Pratham Jindal for editing this video for us, buddy. Or depending on, you know, what time it is, maybe you quit and then you stuck me here.
Oh
Do it by
boy.
myself.
Thanks for editing this, Greg.
You're welcome. Where's the previously on?
Previously on the MCU. Vormir.
Ethnically diverse group of kids.
This does look like Ohio. This authentically looks like Ohio. I would know. Families from there. Foreshadowing their skills.
That's how they defeat Taskmaster.
Brave girl. Your pain only makes you stronger.
Theme stated.
Would you grab the ranch dressing for Dad?
Russians undercover as Americans.
Yeah, man. Where's Carrie Russell?
Oh yeah, who didn't see that joke coming a mile away? Whoa. Whoa, he's got a Dahmer thing about him.
Yeah, he does. Oh my god. That's his cover. It's really effective.
Oh no.
Everything okay? How long do we have?
Like an hour, maybe.
Oh.
You remember when I told you that one day we would have that big adventure? Today's the day.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's go.
Pack your pistols.
I'm sorry.
Oh, does she know what's actually happening? They are packing their...
They must, yeah, be.
No, leave it, leave it, leave it. Go wait in the car. You have it?
Yeah.
It's the only copy?
The only one not on fire.
Oh boy.
Okay, seatbelts. Get in the plane. He's coming, baby, he's coming.
Whoa!
Nice. Nicely done.
Did not see that coming at all.
Didn't see that coming.
Shield.
Yeah. He's gonna grab the tail, isn't he?
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Wow. There's a... Wow. Those are great practical stunts in this, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Nice. Wow. This is awesome.
Oh.
Go back. Oh, it's turned.
What a fun family adventure.
Dad did promise an adventure.
How disgusting.
We've been reduced to this.
Usually don't watch Americans flee to Cuba. Who are really Russians.
Mommy, pain only makes you stronger. Remember?
Remember the theme of the movie?
The Red Guardian returns.
Ray.
Ray Winstone.
Teaming up is straszne.
Never let them take your heart.
Ugh.
Secondary theme.
And the North Institute. How is Melina? She's strong.
Daddy!
I'll handle this.
Daddy! Yelena! Get away from her! Don't touch her! I will kill you all!
You're gonna need to hand me that gun.
I don't want to go back there. I want to stay in Ohio.
Aww.
Come here.
Holy crap, is David Harbour de-aged? I think I'm just now noticing this.
Oh, maybe. or some real nice beauty makeup.
You're gonna take care of each other, okay? And everything's gonna be fine.
Ah! Oh. Oh, wow.
This is when we get a cool origin story in the form of a montage.
Yeah, my favorite kind.
Is this the first cover in a Marvel movie?
It feels like it,
Yeah.
outside of, the pop songs and Guardians, but
Yeah, this is my first cover. Yeah.
yeah.
It's Wanda's programming.
Yeah. It's all in the hex, Natasha. I gotta say, I appreciate this opening credits montage.
A lot of cool historical fiction happening here.
Yeah.
Ray Winstone saw a lot of popular political figures from back then. The Bourne Supremacy.
She just walks out. Jason Bourne style.
An example out of her.
The timeline is clear now.
It all makes sense.
Don't do this.
Do what?
Come after me. I mean, you're embarrassing yourself. It looks desperate.
Got an empty nest, Secretary Ross. Retractor, sir.
Aw, I didn't realize how much I miss her.
She made us. Target deployed smoke. She's on foot with the package. Stay high. I'm going to ground.
Ooh, rooftop chases.
Let's see that MCU Tom Cruise run.
Never mind the rooftop chase.
Alleyways and bazaar chase. All right. Oh,
Ow,
oh.
The stunts in this movie hit, man.
Yeah. It's got a lot of punch. Ooh.
What did I do? Free the other.
Oh. Ooh, mysterious nipple chills.
Dude, she took the red pill.
Gross.
Ooh.
It's like Universal Soldier.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun to count the action movie homages.
Smile.
Alrighty.
Steve Rogers och Natasha Romanoff är på fri fot och på rymmen.
We need to make it very clear what timeline we're in, as to not confuse the audience.
You're in my bed. Did you get everything on my list?
Got passports, Entry visas. Mix and match. You should be able to stretch it to 20 or so identities.
Fanny Longbottom.
That is a legitimate name.
That is obscene in the UK.
What's all this junk?
Oh, just some mail and personals from the Budapest safe house.
Budapest?
Yeah.
No, it's Budapest.
Budapest.
Budapest is a real place, but I only get excited about it when it's brought up in a Marvel movie.
Yeah, that's why they established the nation, to make that cooler. Or that city in Hungary. Right?
Stop the movie and Google it.
Geography. I know geography.
Why did you break off the encounter with my pet python? Because I discovered he had a crush on me.
So the female Avengers love watching movies and shows.
They do. They all grew up getting socialized by movies and shows.
Boom. Day one. Damn. This has got some imposing ass footsteps.
Yeah. He's wearing really heavy shoes.
At least you know I'm a better shot when I'm pissed off.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That little wobble in it too. Really sells it.
Yo, we got Black Widow fighting Taskmaster.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, she did her move. He did the move.
Get your own moves.
He's doing his copy.
You're
not here for me.
Does Taskmaster not have a personality at all? Okay.
Not yet.
Oh, man. Gotta say, the action's been really damn good so far.
Yeah. Well captured and just punchy choreography.
I forget what the name of that effect is called when you blend, like, CGI going into real human. But, yeah. It's done really well. We going to Budapest.
Budapest.
So we're gonna talk like grown-ups?
Is that what we are? Put it down before I make you.
You put yours down. Watch your step.
Oh.
Stay down! Stay down!
Oh, God. Oh, God. Wow. God. Someone's gonna call the cops.
Whew. With white flags wrapped around our necks.
Just like in Ohio.
Killing Dreykov was the final step in my defection to S.H.I.E.L.D.
And you checked the body? Confirmed the kill?
There was no body left to check.
There's always a
Ew.
Yeah, there's so much action in this movie.
I know. They're always surprising you with it. Which is good. It creates the feeling of being on the run. Oh. Yeah, there's definitely some Paul Greengrass in here.
Where are we trying to get? Motorbike! East side of the building!
Top-notch music, man. Yeah, rooftop chase.
Yeah. See, they had to make you want it that much more.
Yeah. Oh man, she is a persistent ass woman.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ow.
Wow.
Ow.
God. Okay. She's fine.
And then she breaks both of her femurs. Ow.
Tisk, tisk.
I don't want to do this. He's making.
Oh my God. Damn.
That's messed up.
That's so messed up. Oh, whoa.
God, and that broken leg. Oh.
Whoa. Gnarly.
Oh, I hate it. The bomb in your head always gets me.
That is a messed up leg. That should be the thumbnail image.
Isn't this gross? With a big red arrow pointing to it.
You can't just steal it. So you want me to chase him down and unsteal it?
I hope that's the post-credits scene. Ooh.
Booyah! It's gonna be a lot of self-terminated Black Widows all across the city.
Yeah, there's gonna be a trail of them leading
Look
this
at this
way.
Taskmaster.
Oh shit, he's back.
This dude ain't subtle at all.
No. He doesn't have a single F to give. Ooh.
My God, so much destruction is happening.
I'm glad that thing
It's
doesn't
like the
boomerang
Terminator.
back. He knows.
With the Avengers' powers.
Yeah, it's like if the T-1000 was every Avenger.
They're gonna bump into Arthur Fleck in a second.
Yeah. Still got some things to learn.
You didn't say one word about Dreykov's daughter. You killed her. I had to. I needed her to lead me to Dreykov.
We need confirmation Dreykov's in the building.
No way.
And here you are, not so sure.
I needed out.
Wow.
Why do you always do that thing? Like this thing that you do. Because pain and suffering is every day, and we are both still a trained killer. Except I'm not the one that's on the cover of a magazine. I'm not the killer that little girls call their hero.
Ouch.
Wow. They're still gonna sell Black Widow toys, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
By the end, they'll make her completely morally fine. Morally justifiable in every way.
It takes more every day. Children who don't have anyone to protect them. Just like us when we were small. Maybe 1 in 20 survives the training, becomes a widow, the rest he kills.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know. I don't really have anywhere to go back to, so I guess anywhere.
It was more like an invitation.
I'm putting together
To
a
go to the
team.
Red Room and kill Dreykov, even though the Red Room is impossible to find and Dreykov is too slippery to kill.
Yeah.
That sounds like a shitload of work.
Yeah, she ain't lying.
There's so much cutting in this scene.
Even the emotional bonding is action.
Dude, Florence Pugh's amazing.
Yeah. She holds that accent real well.
Guards, there's something in here.
Can you guys check this out for me?
Move to the door on the south wall.
Well, they get all prettied up to go into action.
Yeah. Gotta get those poses.
Just that way. Читать не умею.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh. Guess he was just waiting for the right opportunity to do that. Oh, jeez.
You made a scene, didn't you?
What now?
Take him on.
Go to the upper level.
Surprised no one's going for their helicopter.
I know. No one's linking the two.
Natasha.
Do the superhero pose.
Flip the hair.
Such a poser.
Oh.
There we go.
Wow. This feels like a level out of a Bond game.
What are you doing? Are you kidding me? Back up! We're both doing a really good job.
Yes, you are. Absolutely.
She's the best part of this movie.
I think for good reason, probably.
We're not doing this. It just blows it up. You didn't think this through, did you? Haven't you seen a movie?
This would be a cool way to die.
Oh, she's awesome.
Oh, she's a little insane. That's good.
Well, you just murdered a whole bunch of prisoners.
It's okay. They're prisoners. There's no value to their lives.
Oh, you can't hear me, huh? She worked directly for Dureko far more than I ever
Wait,
did.
are you telling me that Melina is working for the Red Room present day?
She works remotely outside St. Petersburg.
I don't think we have enough fuel for St. Petersburg.
No, we're good. We'll make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did my best to make sure you would succeed, to achieve your fullest potential, and everything worked out.
Everything worked out?
We accomplished our mission in Ohio. Yelena, you went on to become the greatest child assassin the world has ever known. No one can match your efficiency, your ruthlessness.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Are we there yet?
You'll know when we're there.
Like right?
Ah, yeah. There were pigs in the montage.
They're the key to everything.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This movie's got an interesting pace,
Yeah.
to say the least. Reserve more thoughts for later.
It still fits.
Oh my god.
I never watched it once. Come and drink.
We never watched it once.
Oh, golly.
Come in.
Did that pig just open the door?
Yes. It did. Good boy, Alexi.
Aw.
You don't see the resemblance?
He didn't look like that 20 years ago.
Our family was never real, so there's nothing to hold on to.
We played our roles to perfection.
Who cares? That wasn't real.
What?
That wasn't real.
Aww.
Please don't say that. It was real. It was real to me. You are my mother. You were my real mother. The best part of my life was fake. You got out. Dreykov made sure no one could escape. Are you gonna say anything?
Florence Pugh. Gosh.
What can't she, Florence, do?
You're not even the first mother that abandoned me.
Oh, you weren't abandoned. You were selected by a program that assessed the genetic potential in infants.
Awesome.
I believe a bargain was struck. Your family paid off. But your mother, she never stopped looking for you. She was like you in that way. She was relentless.
What happened to her?
Dreykov had her killed.
Huh.
Oh, man. It's like when you take method acting too far.
I'm sorry, I already alerted the Red Room. They'll be here any minute.
Oh.
This'll be the day.
Please tell me that's Taskmaster.
It's gotta be. Has to be Taskmaster.
No. They're all in just helicopters. Taskmaster's gonna come in like a jumbo jet.
Aww.
They think.
Oh, Boromir, no.
Forward.
There's your boy.
It's the boy. There's my boy.
Been waiting for him.
Isn't the guy who was helping them with tickets the one who said he was playing Black Widow? I mean, a Taskmaster?
Yeah, I feel like. And then they've, like, not put any information out about his character at all.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're not. You're not sorry.
Damn, Rachel Weisz, you look good in that.
Let's not keep him waiting.
Taskmaster's one of the pigs.
What?
that was a joke worth repeating.
We're touching down in 1 minute. Now you'll know how Dreykov stayed above the radar all these years.
He was literally above the radar. I'm surprised the Avengers helicarrier never bumped into them.
Surprised yet nothing has found this mysterious hovering compound.
Ooh.
Nice.
That was cool.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I've seen a title card over a floating location.
That's cool. I wish Taskmaster had some of his personality.
Cut the brain out. Identify the weakness.
Oh. This is a much less cool way to die.
Alexei.
Very nice cells.
I know, right?
What about Romanoff?
She turned her back on her people, on her blood. She had nothing. I gave her home. When you look into the eyes of a child you have raised, no mask in the world can hide that.
Oh. Neat reveal.
Cool.
That was cool.
Well, nod to the mission and path.
Something. How did you do that?
I designed these cells myself.
Mission impossible.
What?
Family business.
What?
What?
It's me, it's Mama.
You have a 2-inch blade concealed in your belt line.
What? What are you going to do to me?
Oh.
Ah, they have explained why she is awake.
Yeah.
So once we're inside, I'll activate my tracker and Russ will come running.
You are aware that you are still a global fugitive, yes? Ah, problem. Only have one earpiece set.
I'll give it to Yelena.
Thank God we got that flashback.
Wow. Explained. No plot holes here.
You feel anything when I killed your daughter?
Is this your haunted past?
Maybe his daughter's the Taskmaster.
You gave me my greatest weapon.
Oh.
Say hello.
Oh, weird. Oh, how strange. Really?
I guess. Or maybe not, but yep, there you go. Oh, no.
Nearly killed my Antonia. I had to put a chip in the back of her neck. Look at her. You find it difficult to look at her.
Yeah. It's freaking weird, man.
That expression on her face, jeez.
She's a perfect mimic. And she fights just like all of you.
Oh. Is that Olga Kurylenko?
Can she hear me?
What is going on there?
You want to tell her you're sorry? Well, you should have thought of that before you blew her face off.
That is twisted.
Go to work. I have rats in the basement. Go.
That was a mistake.
Do it.
No.
Oh, no.
It's a safe deal.
Oh, no.
You dick.
Try your knife.
Oh, cool.
How are you controlling me?
I'm not controlling you, Natasha. But there is a pheromonal lock. Smelling my pheromones that prevents you from committing violence against me.
Oh, gross.
Oh.
So messed up.
What the hell?
So, horrifically intimate.
Soldiers, widows, Taskmaster. The odds are stacked together. Oh, she did it!
Oh!
Disgusting.
But see how easy it is. You'll have your own soon enough.
There are 50 people on this planet.
Oh, stop it.
Don't tell me to stop!
If I don't tell you when to stop, then how will you know when to shut up?
Oh.
Ouchie.
Damn it, you're weak.
Weak?
But it's easier to be tough in front of defenseless little girls, huh?
Ouch.
I could do this all day.
These girls were trash. They are thrown out into the street. I recycle the trash.
Oh, man, there's so many. Wait, there's like... How many are we looking at?
I couldn't tell. It seemed like the whole wall had faces all over it, so...
My widows can start and end wars. They can make and break kings.
Interesting.
I can finally come out of the shadows, using the only natural resource that the world has too much of.
Maybe she can't smell the pheromones right now.
Yeah, just break your nose into it.
Yeah.
Even if you locate the database and get him to show you the key, you won't be able to take it from him. As long as we can smell him, we won't be able to hurt him.
I'll just hold my breath.
Not enough. This is basic science. Natasha, to block receptors in olfactory center, you have to sever the nerve.
Told you.
I can handle that. You weren't quite strong enough, so I'll have to finish it myself.
Oh, she's gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah. So is she gonna lose her sense of smell? Now time it just right.
Oh, okay. I thought she was gonna time jump. Oh my god.
She's gonna jump through the blades.
Elena, slight change of plan. I completely demolished one of the engines and we are going into a controlled crash. No.
Some really interesting editing choices in this movie.
Yeah. I like to throw you into stuff. Take hard left turns.
Yeah!
Oh.
We have to go.
Took my childhood. You took my choices and tried to break me. But you're never gonna do that to anybody ever again.
No. Oh, Black Widow versus the Black Widows. Boom, boom, boom.
Pew, pew.
Ouch. Whoa.
Oh. Ow.
Man, her nose is going to be permanently damaged.
She did all of Infinity War with no sense of smell. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Cool.
Good timing.
The Reality Stone.
Wait! I have to go back!
That's why Natasha couldn't smell Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
Stop. I hate the nose stuff, but what if I do toners for my deviated sept?
Yeah, just, you know.
Guys, Taskmaster's trapped.
You got free Taskmaster too. Eject!
Cause I'm free. Free falling.
From 30,000 feet.
Go, my sisters.
Ooh.
Wow, starting to look like the Avengers A-Day.
Yeah. Hopefully this gets more viewers.
Do you see the girls?
No!
I hope no one's below the ground.
Sokovia's just down.
Sokovia's just right there.
They're just reopening the city.
Man, they're just gonna do their job no matter what, huh?
These soldiers have free will and they love their jobs.
Cool.
Oh!
Good for you, Red Guardian. Let her out.
Antonia.
Sorry for blowing you up.
You got one of those gas things.
Come try to kill me.
Ooh.
Aww.
Oh.
She's on the wing!
This was fun! No!
Cool way to die. Woo.
Way to go, Yelena.
Not bad.
His glasses. Get her.
Do it.
If you put your arms back, you'll fall faster.
Yeah. Control your aerodynamics.
Learn that. Oh, damn. Look at you, Natasha.
Ooh.
Huh, you're getting really lucky here, Yelena.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, Point Break. There goes Taskmaster doing her tasks.
I just watched you do that, and now I can do it. Wow. Wow.
Let's go.
Ooh. Master the task of not being my enemy.
She used the move to take off the helmet. I suspect no one's gonna have issues with how they change Taskmaster.
Absolutely no one. Not at all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's gone.
Go verify that.
Yeah.
Go find the nobody left to be found.
Zvani, moja maleńka sister.
Oh,
It was real to me too.
I finally felt some.
At the most important time in the movie.
Yeah. Damn.
We fight with you.
I'll hold them off.
Natasha.
Fight better together.
Fight.
If it can work out with the four of us, there may be some hope for the Avengers.
Okay, well, if you're leaving, then I guess you should take this.
No, you can't. Not your vest. Huh?
Oh my god. All the ethnically diverse widows are here. Yeah.
Aww.
Us women gotta stick together. Except for bad man and dumb men.
Yep. And all the, dude grunt soldiers.
It's at the end, right? Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, weird. Weird end.
The next adventure. Dealing with bureaucracy.
2 weeks later, okay. She got her haircut. Ah. Okay.
Where are you gonna go?
It's funny, my whole life I didn't think I had any family. Turns out I got two. One of them's a bit of a mess right now. I'm gonna go break a few of them out of prison.
Tasha never thought she had family, but she did. All through Infinity War, I'm like, where'd they get this? During the battle with Thanos. I was like, where'd they get that shit?
Bioluminescence. Interesting.
Well, that was an experience.
Indeed.
I'm pretty sure there's a post-credit scene.
At least one. I'm still expecting a joke post where they do return that BMW.
Well, that was okay.
Yeah. It's a Black Widow adventure.
I really wanted to love that movie. And I didn't love it. But it's not without its pros, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that to be kind. There are things I genuinely really liked in it. I love Florence Pugh.
Yeah, she's
some really well done action. Some, I think, great isolated scenes.
Yeah. When it really commits to having scenes and lets itself breathe for a little while, then you reach a
yeah,
point.
like a shot or two and in certain scenes.
Yep.
Like in the family dinner scene. I was like, damn, they keep cut. Oh, whoa, they stopped cutting. What's going on here?
They got out of action mode. They forgot to tell the editor.
Yeah, and there's some really funny moments.
Some very funny moments, some Marvel humor moments.
It definitely could have been. It was the pacing was off, and what it wanted to do a story about, I don't think it really quite knew. I feel like there's something off about what they wanted to do a story about. It was like there's the Black Widow. origins. We're not going to do the Black Widow origins. What if you did a movie that was like an adventure she had that is tied to her origins in some way?
Yeah, it's about dismantling the tools of her own oppression. But
that's not really felt.
Yeah, it's in the action, but yeah, like the subtext it wants to get to, I feel like, it doesn't. It is more like seasoning than it is the foundation.
I really think that it's. I kind of get the impression that it's a directing editing problem, mainly editing problem. I think it's a directing editing problem. Like I found myself observing this movie at certain points instead of being in it. Yeah. Going, I feel like these scenes, if they were just edited differently, might work better. And it's not just the fast cutting; it's the like I didn't quite know what mood it wanted to be or what emotion it wanted to evoke. It was kind of moving at a weird pace.
The transitions between flavors, could be a little jarring. I mean, when I felt like it did the best at that when it was attacking you with an action scene, but when it was shifting out of action into character, it did not have like as much grace as you would hope to sell those things.
No, it's not the smoothest. It's not the smoothest movie.
No, it is kind of cacophonous in a lot of ways. It is like riding around in a banged up helicopter. And yeah, I am curious about whether people will be appreciative of what they do with Taskmaster.
They're gonna fucking hate that. What are you kidding?
Yeah.
Even I'm here going like, in the moment I was like, oh, what a weird twist. And then halfway through I was like, they're not even doing anything.
They're not
Taskmaster. They're not doing anything.
They're not using it.
Wasted.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like that you could apply that to a lot of these movies. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff, and you're just like, take it one step further.
No, it's a decent outline.
Yeah. Yeah, and it mostly gets all the plot beats together, but it could have used maybe another pass on, character breathability and real impactful subtext, or just really hitting its themes in a way that is what's the word, evocative.
I'm gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. I had fun though with it. Like when I was watching it, I was having fun. It's fun to react to, and the action scenes are exciting, and all the performers are good. You got great performers here. I thought Red Guardian was a little wasted too. Like there's just a lot of it seemed like there was so much it wanted to do, and it didn't have a good grip on its pacing and tone that I didn't feel much other than fun when it wanted to be fun, and in terms of like the dramatic heartstrings, barely felt it. That was the thing, and I gotta be honest about that. I barely felt the dramatic heartstring stuff.
Yeah, I thought they had a lot of good setups in that about, how we all felt about our family shared experience together, and it has good moments tailored to that, but at the same time, partway through, it started to become sort of clear to me that that's not what we're here to explore, and so that in some ways, like, it's cool in the layout of the editing to show, like, we need to mislead you with Melina and the masks and all that stuff, and yet there's something about that I feel like we could have gotten with the characters to really sell everyone getting on board with Natasha or something. Because they have one dinner, and then the Red Room gets there, and it's go time to the finale.
That's what I mean. It's strange. Like, I was under the impression this director might have... I feel like in another situation it would be, I really wanted to focus on the storytelling, but I had to do more action than I wanted to. Mm-hmm. And then when I watched this movie, I'm like, I kind of get the impression that this director, their specialty was more action and not really the actual storytelling going on. Because so much of what wasn't working would sometimes be enjoyable or passable due to just great performers. You know, like Florence Pugh, like she
natural,
owns every scene, and I felt the most for her. There's something kind of really jarring about Red Guardian here. Mm-hmm. The shift in... Before you see him? Okay, let's shut up. Oh. I think I know what's gonna happen. Seinfeld was a good show.
Well, this is the Carrie ending.
You're not supposed to be bothering me on my holiday time, Valentina.
Oh, bothering you? Oh, no. I'm just here paying my respects. I've got your next target. Maybe you'd like a shot at the man responsible for your sister's death.
Oh, cool. Cool. Oh,
buddy. No.
And that's why she's in Hawkeye.
Absolutely. There you go.
Right.
I pit two people we like
Once
against
again,
each
what
other.
Marvel does best is getting you excited about the future.
It doesn't matter what movie you
Doesn't matter what we just watched.
because the promise of excitement to come.
Oh man. Damn.
Dude. She's gonna hang out with Wyatt.
That was a good post-credit scene. That was a good post-credit scene. Yeah. Gotta give props where props are due, though.
I'm gonna be hanging with Wyatt Russell. At some point. Sometime.
All right. Let's talk about it and, further upset the people who don't let you criticize a Marvel movie. Even though I've clearly loved majority of them.
We're not gonna get paid for this review if you keep talking like that, okay?
All right, guys, look, I know how this video is going to go, how this review is going to go. All right, I'm going to say things I liked, and I'm going to get really bogged down with my criticisms. John's going to say a few more positive things than me, for the most part, be like, yeah, you're right. And then by the time it ends, by the time this review is over, John's going to be like, I think I liked it a little more than you, but, yeah. So,
review done, man. Review over.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm not standing in your way. You're the true Taskmaster.
Oh gosh. Okay, fine. I know this is not a conventional review because we're putting it at the end of a reaction, but okay, Taskmaster. I thought Taskmaster was a cool idea of what to do with them, and in terms of pulling a little rug out underneath you, there's like random things that the MCU does with switching things up. From Mandarin to
Ralph Boner.
Like things like that. That was one of the more interesting ones for sure. I mean that sincerely, because to have it be the daughter, it has a personal effect towards Natasha, which is neat, and it makes it more disturbing for who's underneath the mask, and it elevates the Ray Winstone character. In fact, I'm saying it so much to the point where a big part of me actually really likes the idea. I'm not married to Taskmaster. It was so odd to me when I was watching the movie, because I'm like, where's this guy's personality? Taskmaster has a personality. He's saying evil shit and stuff. So yeah, but in terms of what Taskmaster is in this film, there's a big part of me that doesn't appreciate how it was mainly used as a device, and I didn't feel much for it because of the way the movie was paced. And I even think for the character of even if you're just using Taskmaster for like cool powers and abilities, I didn't really find that to be fully met either. I thought they could have done so much more with that. It seemed like they kind of wasted a lot, and then to have Taskmaster end in a way where is now you're free to be just a regular human being. It was like, I don't really care, man. I kind of want some Taskmaster too, and I don't really feel much for this plot.
Well, and the other thing too
is
a
shocking moment when it happens. It's like, what the hell? That's sadistic.
Yeah.
But as it. And I really was thinking, I was already formulating the review in my head as we were watching. I was thinking to myself,
that's a good sign.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself that I was like, it's clunky in the first hour or so, and but the last half hour, like when she was with Ray Winstone, no. Wait, that's the right one. There's Ray Stevenson and Ray Winstone.
Yes, okay, they were both in King Arthur, so that gets confusing. But yes, Ray Winstone.
Yeah. That scene, I was like, okay, maybe it's like I'm gonna love this movie in the last half hour, and then I didn't, and so yeah, that was that. So yeah, I just didn't think it missed the bench, but I just didn't feel for anything. That's the thing. I didn't feel much.
Well, yeah, that's the tricky part is, and you know, especially with Taskmaster, it's a setup that is something that, yeah, you could use to great character effect, and I feel like we only got a couple conclusion moments of like, here's Natasha's extending the, you know, branch of compassion that she has developed, and you know, that's kind of it, and then, you know, she gets to be freed. That's cool. But yeah, it also feels like Taskmaster is just one of many opposing threats in this movie, often gets lost among other widows and other presences at hand. So yeah, and with the more emotional side of the story, I mean, that's an example of something that, yeah, does have roots to it that you could expand into an interesting idea. You could change the character, but in a meaningful way. But I agree that it is just a device, and I often felt like, it's like I liked a lot of the themes, concepts, and ideas they were going for, a lot of the settings they were showing, but often craving a real sort of emotional resonance underneath a lot of them, because it's like all the setups are there and all the, you know, themes are stated, but I was wishing for a layer deeper of like real resolve with, you know, their family element. Like it's I'm
use a little less action, I think.
A little bit.
A little less action, a little more storytelling.
Yeah.
Gone a long way with a movie like this.
Yeah, or maybe, I don't know, proportioning those things a bit differently, because, you know, like in the first part of the movie, I remember you said like, wow, there's so much action, and then in the middle, not that the movie ever really like slows down, but, you know, it starts to be like when they're on the farm, okay, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a scene that's kind of going on for a while, so this almost feels like the intermission of the movie, and then we're gonna go into the crazy big finale. But so much of the plotting and the stakes feel so rapid, to the point that, yeah, some of the impact is very surface level, or is very sort of, it doesn't linger too long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like, it's a weird thing to criticize, because I'm like, I can tell you what Red Guardian's arc is here. You know, like I can. It's here. It's a character who was a dad, or under the disguise, he was selfish. Everything he did is selfish. He's a very narcissistic personality. And he doesn't consider others' emotions. Like he constantly thought about it, and in the end, he really realized what his shortcomings were, and that he really did love. And even though a lot of that love was from a selfish place for how it made him feel, it just fed that more emotion. He wanted to give back and be more nurturing and giving, and do the right thing, which he doesn't really get a chance to do that. He says stuff, but he doesn't show it.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, and I really think the movie really fails to hit the mark with him too as a character, and I thought that his like everyone else made sense, but Red Guardian didn't. Like when you see Melina, who she is as a mother, and then where she is 21 years later, it's like, yes, there's a lot of fill in the blank and a lot of things we didn't see happen with her, but her portrayal and with the writing and the performance that Rachel Weisz gives, that I could see the transgression, and it made a lot of sense. Yelena, same thing. Even from a little girl to a grown-up adult actress, you could feel the inner child within her. You could feel that child who was like, you were my family, and I missed that, and I'm traumatized as fuck because of everything, and I didn't want this life, so I repress everything with my sarcasm, you know, and I have this like hollow point of view towards life, but I love you guys, and I actually feel, you know, and she has like these subtle nuances. And then when it comes to Red Guardian, he's like this really caring, compassionate father in the beginning, and then he'll have a fucking drunk time, all completely selfish, and I'm like fucking loud and caricature. You know, I was like, what the hell? This is wildly different, and I don't really get how he went from that, other than the text of what they're telling me of he really fucking sucked the D of Ray Winstone and wanted to rise up, so I guess through there he's changed into this guy, you know. And it's like he had these glory days of the past, and but you know, it's like I don't really, that's the thing. They're telling me history, but yet I'm not really feeling the history imbued in this movie. And a lot of this comes down to some just feeling. That's the issue. It's all feeling. And the movie just didn't make me. Like I said, I could tell you stuff because the movie's saying it.
Yeah.
But I'm not feeling it. You know.
Yeah. Well, and that was one of my favorite ideas that they brought up with this was the whole idea of how everyone felt about their formed family and how, at least from the kid's perspective, even if Natasha denies it, that's a lot more affection oriented, and from the parents' perspective, there's a lot more distance. And I felt, at least as of this first viewing, it felt like at times there were inconsistencies in just how the characters were choosing to remember that, because at times it was like Alexei being like, oh yeah, this job I didn't care about, and that whole time was agony. And then a couple scenes later it'd be like, but I loved you kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it didn't feel like two sides of the same coin. It just felt like two different feelings in two separate scenes.
Yes.
Or something that didn't quite ring as an overall truth. And that, again, kind of kept me from fully connecting to that as much as I was like rooting for it. They always have me rooting for stuff, but I feel like the moments I felt and connected with the most were the times when Natasha and Yelena were hanging out together. Like, you know, the few times where it's not even that much about action and they're just in between moments. I think too, you know what, is even a lot of those intimate moments are shot like really close up. So like there's I don't know, it creates this different level of like pertinence to what's going on, whereas if those scenes had maybe visually breathed a little more perhaps. But
the editing stood out to me. I thought this was terribly edited unless there was action. It's weird. I was like, the action's edited great. Even the ones where it's a little bit more crazy with its camera work, because it's like it starts off a little bit more fucking in your face, and some of those action scenes remain that way. But then there's other action scenes that are more fluid with the way it's shot, like the first fight between Taskmaster and Black Widow. That's a really fluidly captured action scene, I think. But then when it came to the scene when they're just like drinking beer and talking while she's stitching up Yelena, that's when I was like, damn, this editing is not this is not good. I kept thinking of that memed Taken 3 shot.
Oh, with all the cuts
over the fence. I'm like, damn, why are there so many cuts in this one dialogue scene?
Yeah.
Like,
and there's a lot of ADR throughout the movie too.
That's what I mean. I was like, what is happening? It's choppy. It doesn't flow well. It's all there. Like I think Rachel Weisz does a really great job. I think she's a wonderful performer. I think weirdly, I'm like, I think David Harbour does a great job too. Like,
absolutely.
He's so like. He's so what's the word I'm looking?
Boisterous.
Boisterous is exactly the word I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. He's so boisterous, and I wasn't thinking ever David Harbour is putting on a Russian accent and doing this. I believed him as this guy, even as much as I thought the choice and the transgression from one guy to the next is jarring.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and I would have helped, I think, if even the girls were like, what the hell happened to you? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
there's a real confrontation if that character really has to confront himself.
Take like Fat Thor. You know how they're all like, what the hell? You know?
Yeah.
And having that with him, because I'm like, there was a very clear image you painted of this guy at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's so different. And the fact that the women are not having any type of reaction, like, you guys are acting like this is what he was like.
Yeah, where all you get is a little bit of like, oh, you got fat and we're moving on.
Like, no, this guy's way different.
Yeah, and I thought, again, that like those would have been nice opportunities to, like you said, it's all in the text. It technically all happens, but I feel like even so much of Red Guardian's moments in the movie, like he doesn't get, to my recollection, like a particularly heroic or badass moment.
No.
He kind of just has this emotional arc to have, which isn't that plugged into the core of the movie. And yeah, most of the time he's just a punchline. He's there for comedy. He's comic relief.
He's a punchline.
And like, I wish they could have written a line with that. And also, I mean, like, I really loved Rachel Weisz, and I thought like that whole thing with the pig they brought up was kind of funky, because at first I was like, oh, this is dark, man. Okay, they're introducing a nasty shade of this character that, you know, should be reconciled at some point. But then pretty much after that, she seems to just develop a whole lot more compassion.
I think this movie pussied out on how dark it could have been.
I agree.
Like, Winter Soldier was years ago, and that feels darker.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
like,
absolutely, and more and way personal.
And I mean, what'd you think about Scarlett Johansson? I thought she was good.
Yeah, I thought she was
She's great.
Yeah, I thought she was good too, and I thought this, for her, if this is her send off from the MCU, I mean, I thought her performance was good. I've heard some early responses say that she feels like a supporting character in her own movie. Because Florence Pugh is so good, I can see where that comes from. To me, it felt like, she's still kind of at the core of everything, but the thing that hampered it for me, was that somehow, even though this is a really personal mission for her, it all ties into her family life, her origin story, the few things about her life that are the most messed up and the most close to normal. And yet, it's the same point. It doesn't really pay off or seem like it really wants to dig into that stuff. And so it kind of just feels like another adventure that Natasha was on.
You know why? We know from filling in the blanks of shit like Age of Ultron, of when you like what happened with her. Mm-hmm. It's weird to go like the way they had like the humorous scene about ripping out the ovaries and all that stuff. And it's like, I like that it was Yelena doing the delivery on that, because it wasn't like they were making a joke out of it. It was the whole idea was to say like, no, you screwed up our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
oh, you don't want to hear about it? It's gross to you?
Yeah.
Try being us.
Here's exactly why it doesn't work with Black Widow, Natasha specifically. They don't spend any time with we fill in the. I hate that. I hate that we have to like. It falls on the movie to revisit truly the emotional core of why she has this goal to take down the Red Room. We know the goal. We know what she has to do, but we don't ruminate or spend any time truly with just a fucking scene of just her truly dealing with we have to feel why. Think of like any good revenge movie. It's like a tale of vengeance. Any revenge movie, you have to feel why they're getting revenge. Yeah. It's not just, they did some messed up things, I got to kill them.
And that's how it.
That's kind of how it
feels.
For
like
her. More, but Yelena, no. Yeah. For her, that's what it feels like.
Because you're meeting Yelena through this movie, and you're more in her shoes in certain ways, because even she's re-meeting Natasha after so long. But yeah, it funny enough feels like it could have been any evil organization that she was in the right position to go and take down, not necessarily the one that made her and scarred her and that she had to run away from.
Yeah, we needed to see the emotional effect that it has of her learning that the Red Room still exists. And they did nothing with that. Instead, it was just, oh, well, shit, bang, another reaction. That's how a reaction scene is, right? It's kind of like Aquaman, just psh, reaction scene, just explode.
Well, and that was
I'm just it bothers me. It really bothers me.
No, it's and weirdly, I thought that was one of the more lucid, at least early on, aspects of the movie, because you're on the run, people are attacking you, like that puts you off guard and on edge. But one thing I'm sitting here realizing is, again, with the pace at which the plot accelerates, I wish we could have also just like lived in the I have to be completely off the grid on my own, like you see her camper out there in the wilderness, and I'm like, oh, cool, like maybe for a minute between the flashback of family and the rest of the adventure, we'll see kind of what a rough life this is for her to live. But it really just kind of it seems like a lot of stuff isn't as big of a struggle as I feel like it ought to be, given the fact that she has no Avengers resources, no team to call upon except this cobbled together family who is all at odds right now. And two,
she doesn't seem to try to hide herself when she's out in public. And when I'm like, aren't you like a worldwide fugitive?
It feels like it could have lived more inside of that stuff. And it also feels like, as funny as like as much as we've seen bits of Black Widow's origin, and as much as this isn't an origin story, I feel like going back, like we see the origin of her family tie, and I almost feel like between that and the rest of the movie maybe should have been a secondary prologue where it is sort of reacquainting you to the young life inside. Like, as much as I like that opening montage, I feel like that could have been a scene and then really helped to reestablish why this we know the Red Room, what it does, why that's bad, why they should be vanquished. But it relies on you knowing that instead of actually putting it in the text of this movie.
Yes, it's not just about having the knowledge. There's like logic and emotion. You have to let us feel and like really connect to the emotional context, not just be like, oh yeah, that was messed up to her. So it's strange, I feel like Scarlett Johansson, this is her best performance as Black Widow, yet she shines less than a lot of the other performers.
Even ones that aren't being used as well as she is. It's a strange.
It's strange. She's the least interesting one in her own solo movie, and this is her best performance she's ever given. Yeah, I would confidently say that. And this is coming from a guy who clearly isn't a big fan of this movie, and yet everyone else was just more interesting.
Yeah,
and it's not just because they're new; they just are. They seem like they cared more about writing them. And
weirdly, this is the kind of movie that I see, and I'm like, if I didn't know that this was just a send-off movie, I would be like, they set up some good stuff, and I'd be interested to see how it grows in the sequel.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So what happened with Ross?
He showed up. I love that he even made it into the trailer, and he's not. He doesn't do anything in this movie.
No, he doesn't do jack.
He literally is just. He shows up. He shows up twice. He's in a couple close-ups, and it was interesting the way they
he
shot
does
him.
Nothing.
He
literally does nothing.
After that big black, cut to black at the end, I was like, okay, is she gonna be like with him or talking to him, or is there gonna be some machination or deal or anything?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go, first viewing, but I feel like that is a symptom that affects a lot of the other things. Is like, even though there are certain things that do feel very high stakes and of great consequence, there's also a good amount of things that feel pretty easy, and feel without consequence. And that was one of them. Like,
this movie spends so much time reminding me of the Avengers and how there's so much bigger things going on.
Yeah,
it spends so much time that I was like, damn, like a joke or something here or there, or maybe dealing with something with Natasha of like, why are you here? Like you're an Avenger. Do you even need to be a part of this? And like dealing with her true motives for being here instead of constantly like, yeah, you make your jokes about the Avengers and stuff. It just made all this, like they kept talking about it, that it made this feel smaller. And I'm like, this should have felt like the really cool, personal,
yeah, this should have been huge and vindicating
mission over, and
this should have been very cathartic.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel like there's any real peril here. Like, it's cool. Some of this, like the action is cool, and the stunt work is phenomenal. Like everything you guys saw in the reaction, on the technical side of like the music is wonderful. Yeah, the literally the action was super impressive to me. I thought they did a fantastic job with the action. And would I have liked a better finale showdown with the action? Yeah, but
I thought the sky sequence was pretty spectacular, but again, it loses the personal to, we're in a big thing falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And then even
the fight with all the widows was like lackluster.
That should have been like the raid.
That should have been the epic
or Atomic Blonde.
That should have been the epic fight scene where she's trying not to kill them.
Yeah,
when they're trying,
I won't fight you.
Yeah, when they're trying, like she has to keep fighting them and defending herself and taking them down, but she can't. That would have been a cool. I don't know. They could have had a better set piece with it if she had like the vials, and then she has to like eject them one at a time or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. That would be stupid because then they just team up with her.
That would be hard.
But okay, but that's another problem with the movie. I didn't give a shit about that. Like, I'm like, I care because I know it's messed up. I know it's messed up what they're going through. But this moment of just like, she freed the widows. I'm like, there's so much happening in here that my heart doesn't have enough time to get attached to anything.
Yeah, and to, that's a moment where the editing benefits it in the moment because you see Yelena strap the grenade with the serums and you're like, cool, that's going to come back. Oh, look, all the widows are in one room. It's going to happen
they're
here.
all gathered
and they're
in a circle.
This is where it happens. It seems like that should have been a moment that was executed with a certain amount of unexpected cleverness, not just, oh, damn, it's already in the room.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it should have taken a certain amount of ingenuity and maybe even sacrifice, or just like those moments in a movie like this where the main character is past their limit and is just, you know, this is the final stand. Basically, they've kind of accepted that this is the end and somehow prevails. But there's, I don't know, especially toward the end, it feels like she's pretty well in control. Like, especially with everything with Ray Winstone. And I don't know, like if certain aspects have been handled differently, maybe I wouldn't feel this. But two, I mean, like he just dies in a helicopter explosion.
Yeah, exactly.
Ultimately.
Some of the stuff about them being a family at the end felt a little forced to me too.
It just didn't feel like it could breathe in a natural environment, so it sort of seemed to just like need to happen in a certain order of the script.
Yes.
Yeah.
Felt perfunctory.
Yeah.
As a movie, I think it has a lot of shortcomings. And I want, you know me, guys, like I want to be nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I got to be honest. Like that movie did not really, I left more, instead of hate, I don't hate the movie. Because there's a lot of things about it that work, and even when it's like flawed, I'm like, but it could be worse.
It's okay. Like
it's literally okay.
It's a pretty decent Marvel movie.
I expect more. I think they should have done better. I can't just give it a pass. It's not an introduction movie.
No, yeah.
This is supposedly her send-off movie, her swan song movie. We've wanted a long time for this character to have her own standalone movie. And to me, the disappointment of how it's just okay, and how its flaws are just so like in my fucking face that I can't. I gotta be honest. Like it really kind of annoys me that it. I'm like, what? This movie's been pushed back like a zillion times. You didn't have time to fix some of this. Like, damn.
Or expanded a little bit.
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
And for a send-off movie for someone who's been a core part of the unit, like, you know, from Iron Man 2 onward, we've had Natasha. And so I feel like they could have, this is like a 2-hour and 15-minute movie, right? I would have accepted a bit longer, just given what we're here to do.
That's
and
what
yes,
I mean. I don't need as many fucking action scenes.
Yeah, and
like, tell her story. Damn.
Yeah, and the fact that this is long overdue. This was an Avenger who didn't, aside from Hawkeye, I guess, who didn't get their solo intro movie, who's a big, huge part of this. And it does feel, I had this thought partway through. I was like, if this hadn't come after Endgame and it didn't have the whole mantle it's supposed to carry of sending off, you know, Scarlett Johansson's Natasha and all that stuff, you know, if this was a Phase 1 movie, I'd be like, yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty decent, you know. I had a good time. Like, there's nothing that, like, overly upset me if I'm thinking about it that way. But when I think about it as what it seems like it's intended to do, I do feel like it could have been a more complete and a more cathartic and a more emotionally rousing send-off, rather than like, damn, that was a pretty cool mission. Glad you freed the Black Widows.
Yeah.
O.T. Fagbenley was good as a mislead for advertising, who showed up in 2 scenes to be not a love interest, kind of.
I know exactly what a certain part of the internet's going to say, though. About woke shit, making Taskmaster, this woke thing, women stick together, the man is dumb, the other man's evil, the other guy is
friend zone,
them.
Friend zone, yeah.
Oh, like the guy, you know? Like all the women together at the end, I'm like, I know exactly what this pocket of the internet is going to be freaking saying, and it's going to just annoy me. I don't view movies in that light of like, oh, God, you're pushing my woke agendas shit. But in the end, when the widows and they're picking up Taskmaster, my mind just started going, oh God, I hear all the comments already. And the fact that I felt nothing towards it made me concerned that other people, that I'm like, okay, if I don't feel anything towards this moment, it's just gonna piss off all that pocket of the internet so much more.
Yeah.
Like, it was more akin to what I felt when I watched, what was that Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, The Post?
Yeah.
At the end of The Post, when she's like walking out and it's got that like gorgeous lighting and everyone's just like her looking at her like, this woman,
look at what this woman did.
Yeah, because like I love that movie. In that moment, I'm just like, too much. I love that, and that's kind of how I felt here, where I didn't even think about it until that moment when they were all when they're all like, they get out and they pick up Taskmaster and they're all holding hands. That's when I was like, oh, I see it all now.
Hey, you know,
I see the
gotta
thing.
stick together.
I mean, I don't think it's there the whole. I didn't see it at all. Even looking back, I don't see it until that very moment. You know,
part of it makes me wish that some of that play, because they did a lot of that play of like, I'm gonna try and get through to you emotionally, and it made me wish that sometimes that would actually maybe have worked, because it just never worked. I thought they did a really nice job writing a lot of the female lead characters.
So did I thought they were great.
Yeah, and
the performers are my favorite part.
Yeah. And I would argue that in those female lead performer characters and what they get as dialogue and themes and whatnot, it's not sitting here going just girl power all the time.
No. Oh God, no. It's not any of what Captain Marvel.
It's not. Yeah, it's not dogged down by any of that. In a weird way, not that the movie needs it, but you know, if Taskmaster had just been Taskmaster as we know him from the comics, I almost wondered if they could have done some kind of, we'll wake this guy up too. We'll let this guy, you know, be free as well because he's part of the same system of oppression that we've been under or something. And it's like, for making such a big change to that character, it feels like it almost amounts to less. Because then it's just like, she's got this messed up history with Natasha.
We can still sell kids' toys now. Because she didn't murder a kid.
That's right.
She didn't murder the kid.
She only thought she'd murdered the kid.
She thought she murdered the kid, so we still sell toys.
Yeah, and that's the only person she thought she murdered.
Look, guys, you know, I freaking love Marvel, like, majority of it. You guys know that. People think I clap for everything. Like, I'm just dealt with a comment like that yesterday. Yep. And
you just tune into the ones that we clap for.
Yeah, man. Oh, well. All right, guys. Well, Black Widow, what did you guys think? What I am very much excited for is the future of Yelena. Yeah. I am extremely excited. She was a pitch perfect performance. And man, the trailers do not capture at all just how great. It's like, I just assumed she'd be really good because it's Florence Pugh. But I was like, oh man, I did not think I would love this character as much as I do. She is so rich in her, like, everything about her performance was so damn good. The thing that I walked away most from was shit, you know, like, sucks to say about Black Widow, but damn am I excited for the future of Yelena.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm very excited about the future.
100%.
In fact, there was a bit of like a send-off moment and when they're looking upon the rubble and they got the shot of her, that shot that was in like a lot of the trailer thumbnails of like her on the left and her on the other one on the right, and they're looking up where she's like, you should be the one to free them. That's when they look upon the helicopters landing of the widows.
Yeah. And
it's like, that's to me the passing of the baton moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know? All right. Well, I'm not saying sorry. Fuck it, you got me. Whatever, it's my opinion.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to take it up with me, I'll apologize to every one of you.
Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you want. Hit that like button if you want.
Marvel shills out.
Marvel shills out. Go for it, John.
Adelia Chamberlain. If there's anyone at our Patreon who could kick an ass and take down an evil organization, not only with kicking ass kickery, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm articulate today. Just like you, Adelia, because you would be able to incinerate any foe in your path with a well-chosen word, a tongue-lashing, a turn of phrase. Adelia, I would hate to get into a debate with you because I feel like you would decimate me. And, you know, if what?
The hell are you talking?
I'm just trying to edify Adelia's intellect and her badassness. I mean, she's been more and more in the spotlight. No matter how nervous it seems to make you, you seem to power through it, working with the schmoes. It's good stuff, man. You're well on your way to becoming an international assassin. The world is crumbling around me, and I'm just trying to connect this to the movie because for whatever reason, that's always my instincts. But also, I just want to share with you this weird conception of how I think that you could become an international super spy. This is probably the best shout-out we've done.
There's no we in this one, John.
I have done. I have done the best
I tried letting you have
shout-out
Adelia
possible.
One, and Well, that was
great. A piece of hot gold. Check your shoes. I think we just stepped in hit.
I'm sorry, Adelia.
I'm not sorry, not sorry.
John doesn't know how to be sincere.
Listen, Adelia.
I don't think sincere means
gravely serious. I don't know. I admire you, Adelia. You seem like someone who's really come out of your shell
Now it just
lately.
seems like you're feigning it. Stop it. Stop.